Welcome to Grow with Biology. Today's topic is glycogenesis. Now, what is glycogenesis? Glycogenesis is the synthesis of glycogen. Remember, in glycolysis, we have studied the breakdown of glucose to form pyruvate. But at the same time, the excess glucose is stored inside the liver cells in the form of glycogen. So, we are studying that mechanism by which the glucose is stored in the form of glycogen. But glucose does not get attached to the glycogenic molecule as such. So, the glucose has to be converted to glucose UDP complex. It is glucose uridine diphosphate complex. This is the substrate for glycogenesis. Now, glycogen molecule has two types of linkages. One is alpha 1,4 linked, another is alpha 1,6. Alpha 1,4 linkage is the addition of glucose to the linear chain. So, when the chain length get increased, then it comes with the alpha 1,4 linkage. Now, when there is branching, then that linkage is alpha 1,6 linkage. First carbon with a link with the sixth carbon. Now, when the structure of glycogen is developed, it has one reducing end, that is in the present in the side where the glycogenic primer is present, and the remaining all ends are non-reducing ends. So, it has one reducing end and remaining non-reducing ends, and it is found abundant in liver. So, this is the structure of glucose UDP molecule. So, it has a glucose molecule joined with uridine, and these uridine and glucose are interjoined with 2-phosphate. So, it is uridine diphosphate glucose, and this is the substrate for the glycogen synthesis. So, we are synthesizing glycogen, which is a polymer of glucose, and glucose will add in this form, that is UDP glucose. Now, look at the mechanism. First, glucose is converted to glucose 6-phosphate. Here ATP is utilized to form ADP, and this glucose 6-phosphate convert to lactate and it moves to the erythrocytes. Now, from the erythrocytes, this lactate can easily enter the liver cells, and in liver cells, lactate will get converted again to glucose 6-phosphate. So, we have glucose 6-phosphate which will be converted to glucose 1-phosphate in the presence of enzyme phosphoglucomutase. Glucose 1-phosphate then convert to UDP glucose molecule with the help of UDP glucose pyrophosphorylase. UTP will get converted to UDP releasing pyrophosphate. So, this is the mechanism by which glucose is converted to glucose UDP. Now, look at the structures. The left hand side above, it is the UDP glucose structure, and right hand side the blue color structures are the non-reducing end of the glycogen. Now, to this non-reducing end, this molecule of glucose will get attached. UDP, that is uridine diphosphate, will be released, and one molecule of glucose will attach. So, the previous chain which is having n molecules, now it is n plus 1. Again, a non-reducing end will be generated, because in glucose the active group or the reducing group is CHO, which is utilized in the forming the bond formations. So, when there is correction between 1 and 4th, then the CHO group is utilized, and thus the end which is free is now non-reducing ends. So, this is increase of the previous glucose molecules by 1, and thereby the glycogen molecules are forming. Now, two enzymes plays important role. One is glycogen synthase, which will help in elongating the chain or elongating the glucose in the linear chain, whereas the second enzyme, amylo 1,4,2,1,6 transglycosylase or glycosylyl 4,6 transferase, both the enzymes are having the same function. They will help in branching. So the complex molecule of glycogen will be formed when there is increase in the linear chains as well as branch. So one enzyme is for linear chain elongation and another enzyme is for branching. So we have four steps. First step is the activation, that is glucose get activated to form glucose UDP. Second step is initiation, where glucose get attached to the glycogen in primer. Third step is elongation, where addition of glucose to the glycogenic primer by glycogen synthase enzyme. And the fourth step, that is branching, where the amylo 1,4,2,1,6 transglycosylase enzymes do branching by breaking one linear strand and forming one branch. So these are the four steps which are followed in glycogen synthesis. Now look at the structure. This first blue color structure is a replica for glycogenin. For in glycogenin, one UDP glucose molecules converting to UDP, and then it gets joined, and while UDP is released, this glucose, which is mentioned in red color, is joined here with the help of enzyme glycogen synthase. Now when glycogen synthase is present, then all the glucose molecules will attach to this and the chain length will be elongated. Once the chain length has reached 11 glucose residues, then the branching enzymes will come and it will help in branching at the fourth glucose. And after branching, again the synthase enzyme will come and again it will start elongating. So it is a continuous reaction. When the length of the chain is very high, then the branching enzyme will come, cleave it and shift into a branch form, and again then the synthase enzyme will come and start elongating. So this is the entire mechanism by which glycogen is formed. Thank you. Before we conclude, let's see how the branching enzyme work. The extreme right is the glycogenin core, which has a reducing end, and the remaining is the linear chain of glucose molecule, which was added in the form of glucose UDP complex. Now once this chain length has reached up to 11 carbon or 11 glucose residues, then only the branching enzyme will get activated and it will start cleaving. Where at which point it will cleave? It will cleave after leaving 4 glucose residues from the glycogenin core end. From the glycogenin core end, it will not cleave the first 4, and then the bond between the 4th and 5th will be cleaved, and then it will be transferred. So the branching enzyme will do the branching, and the linear chain addition will be done by glycogen synthase. So this is the entire mechanism by which glycogenin will be formed. Hope it will be understandable. If you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Thank you.